All right, everyone. This professional was just going to do a reading for the collective. Okay. And the channel message that I got was it's demon time Pokemon mode. Um, right? And basically what that means is the karmic is getting an upgrade to their chaos. But this is great because as this karmic is choosing to get an upgrade to their chaos, they have to change form. Hey, now this is where it gets fun because in order, there's a few stipulations here, and you guys have to realize something. I'm in such a download mode. I download all day. I'm doing art all day, taking notes, doing a whole bunch of things, right? So like one day and I'm going to be doing that in the reading. So I just wanted to say that. But I had some drawings too. And as I was getting this download, this is what had come to me, that this karmic is going to be going through chaos and they're going to be changing forms. But I just want to let you guys know that I may be stopping in between to take notes every now and then. That's just like the mode that I'm on. I've been getting a bunch of downloads and doing a lot of stuff. I had some things to show you guys too. So because of what has been going on and the energies that are on the planet, we don't see an upgrade, right? There has not been an upgrade. There needs to be an upgrade, and this upgrade, for some it's happening, and for this upgrade, people are fighting it, and so for this upgrade, it's not happening at all. The karmic is going through an upgrade as well, where they are choosing to involve themselves with demons and low vibrational energies and blood packs and bloodlines and DNA sequences and transcription processes and different technologies and different mental patterns. And because mental patterns and the way you think is a technology. A pen is a technology. Thank you. Tarot is a type of technology. Right? But what type of technology? And these karmics are choosing to upgrade their technology into chaos. But as they think that they're as they feel as if they are going into upgrades, they're actually going into downgrades and disintegrating more into chaos. Right? So now the karmic is going through several iterations of what we call a liquefaction, right? And a fractioning and a de well, how would you and a straight downgrading of whatever they had access to, right? And you have to think about that. These karmics are literally putting themselves into processes where they think that they are getting upgrades because they're tying with a whatnot nonsense, right? Things that only God can get you out of in order to upgrade, but they're really fractioning themselves off into different categories that demons then run. So imagine you're a whole person, because you guys know I draw. Imagine you're a whole person, and you decide you want to start a bunch of bullshit and play games because you're low vibrational, because you think that it's power or empire or Netflix or some fucking work movie, or you're in some type of spell or loop of time or whatever or thought, and you're just not seeing what it is. You go ahead and fraction yourself. At one point, you are only fractioning in three. The initial fractioning is always in three. Now this karmic now has, okay, I'm gonna fraction myself. The karmic's gonna be fractioned in body, mind, and soul. So you're gonna see this karmic in the physical realm now change form because in the spiritual it's happened. And that was them playing with Greg, doing too much and starting shit. Greg's low vibrational energy. That's why I say demon time and Pokemon mode. And not to disrespect Pokemon, but they're called Wakatazi. And they're actually in space. They're spiritual beings. A lot of them talk. They have crystals that are in their head. They have or different parts of their body. They fly, they teleport, they do this, they do that. They know math, they carry speech. They're very powerful, right? But and then there are guacatai who help the guacatazi, their assistants. And then there's the animals that then have a guacatai or guacatazi body. So that's the order. Because Pokemon went to space and started shit. But these karmics are turning into some of the Pokemon that are ratchet, that are the beings that they created, or guacatazi that fell off and started hoeing themselves out, starting a bunch of shit, playing in the Akasha and tampering with their DNA to create like ferrets and other animals that were not guacatazi or guacatai. Thank you. So that's what that is. These karmics are going to choose their level, but in the meantime, in between time, the demons are watching like gotta catch them all. So they've set up the karmic long before because the karmic thinks that the demon is working with them. Like, oh, this is a relationship where they don't know that the demon, it is sole program is to usurp and cause chaos, right? So as a part of this chaos, these karmics are even going to change into sexual forms, change sexually. These are the things that you're going to see when these karmics start to change form physically, because they've gone through the spiritual, they've gone through the mental, which is why they act the way that they do. Now it's going to be physical when you see it in front of you. The thing about this is this is going to happen in several ways, right? But the main thing that you're going to see in this process with the karmic changing form is their diet, their skin, their nervous regulation, their nervous system, their just the way that they carry themselves, clothing, posture, all that stuff. And in their physical, also for housing, their finances, all that type of stuff. You're going to see the karmic now transform. So as the karmic goes out starting a bunch of shit like, oh, it's demon time. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The demon was like, okay, but it's also Pokemon time, right? But also the Most High was like, also, it's done for both of you, right? Because I've already caught them all. And that's very interesting. But the karmic now thinks that there is also another option because remember, the karmic is split in three. But as the karmic is split in three, each one of these three is going to become another three. So now the karmic has more heads running it than it realizes. The karmic has now taken on different DNA. The karmic has now tied into packs. The karmic has now tied into number sequences that go into time and tied onto time. Are you paying attention? You guys don't know that in math, you can actually invoke number sequences and specific equations to invoke forces of physics. So if I say I want this specific energy to run into eternity, in this universe, I need to go into the Iris rear. If I go to a different number in the universe, it's going to be the Triz's rear. If I go into another universe, it's going to be the Swanin rear. If I go into another universe, it's going to be the Dwan rear. It's going to be the Guan Swanin rear, right? It's going to be the Ir Swanin rear, right? It's going to be the Zring rear. It's going to be the Guacaswako rear, right? It's going to be the Rear rear, right? And that the Bajikatsawan rear, Bajikasana. That is actually the specific number sequence that serpents are in that keep them able to shed and stay alive and keep their divination pattern intact. Thank you. But when they descend into lower number sequences, their divination pattern becomes more mundane. And in many cases, some are not even in any sequence that's connected to the Most High, and they're reptiles because there's a difference. That's also something too, because as the karmic has changed form, they're like, ooh, I want to still be in high priestess mode. So they see the serpent, which is the high priest, masculine, feminine, and then they see the reptile. They see the serpent has ways, though. You have to study. You have to do this. You have to do that. And the reptile has ways too. The karmic chose the ways of the reptiles because they're easy. But they want the title of the serpent. That's not going to happen because these karmics have wanted to change form. I'm going to show you some of the forms that these karmics have gone into. And you guys, I'm not lying. I'm back. I'm going to be doing meditation stuff, but I'm not lying because I've been upgrading a whole bunch of systems. We're in an upgrade. So I've been doing a bunch of stuff on like anatomy, upgrading the anatomy, upgrading our blood, like what it really actually looks like in the microscopes. There was a really dope because I do sessions with you guys, and I'm like, this has to happen because you guys are going through chemo, going through a bunch of stuff, and you just have like a pull of a toxic chemical like binding itself to like etheric layers that are the same like chemical composition as your auric fields, and they don't want this to come out, and then they're starting shit because it's going to destroy every industry, right? Redrawing the whole entire gastric system and like relabeling it and all kinds of stuff. There's been a lot going on. Yeah, a lot going on. Yeah, also too because of this neural programming and all the chemicals on the planet to start a bunch of shit. Yeah, I had to redraw and reset the entire planet. There's a lot of chaos going on, and I'm happy that I'm in the Graun Uker here, which is a number sequence, so that I can even do that. So, but we're gonna keep on going. So these karmics want to be in that sequence, right? So see where we're going. But these karmics have transformed. But I'm gonna show you some of the forms that the karmics have taken on. And you guys, these are just like some of my rough sketches and things like that. And they have names. But the funny thing is, these are actually people that live on planet Earth. And they changed form because they got into murder. They changed form because they got into playing with period blood or sanguinism, right? And but when it's mixed with also feces, it's sanguinegundai because you've mixed the blood that's etheric, and you've also mixed a specific death bacteria in the feces that's also etheric, and they merge and form a new being that is merged in also DNA from the outside land, right? And other individuals, and then also your own DNA that's very etheric. It forms a new type of DNA. These karmics have gone into mutations. They don't understand what they've done yet. What do you mean? Feces and period blood. Period blood bandits. Oh, I'm going to do this in this masculine food, doing it to people at work. They've transformed. Thank you. This is Dorodoro making. Thank you. Right. You guys are like, oh, Daisy, you're so funny. But wait, these are just raw sketches. These are just raw sketches. I have some really dope ones that I did today. This one also too is what's one guy? Iridideki. Remember I talked about that deep sea diving? Iridideki. This is the monstrous being who destroys women because he cannot be one. Yeah, and then he's split in two, and he's two different colors coming out of the suicide forest. And he has the head of two women, but one is crying, and this is saying that one day I will get justice. And one has her mouth closed, meaning I chose to get involved with him, and I worked with him to work against the feminine, so I will not get justice. My mouth is sealed. There's a lot going on. The karmic does not know that they have transformed, and they've taken on forms, and they've taken on beings, right? They've taken on different beings into their form, into their body. They don't even know. This is Shantae in space, and in her spiritual form, right? This is a yokai, right? Yeah. And this one is Fukara Dudoweki. Fukara Dororeki. And yes, I speak fluent Japanese, and we really broke down the way that they split up Igbo and split up Japanese because they're the same language. And you guys remember I told you that I met a Japanese woman and I started talking to her. Her dad was an executive at Honda, and found out about the bullshit. And why is this black woman speaking Japanese? It's everyone's talking about it and connecting it to Igbo in Nigeria. And they decided to create an alliance with technology. The Africans and some parts of Asia and some parts of what they would call the Middle East and Europe, etc. Because of this chaos. Yeah, that's reform. Yeah, right. This is Lulu too. Right. Above me, I have a portal, meaning that I will only bring down the Irgolane, something that will try to bind to every aspect of you and change you. On every side of me are portal functions because I've gone into several portals and I've come out into nothingness. Yeah. And behind is the fire, the divination too, because it's how you tear the fire and the colors in the fire as well. Right. This is how you write yokai. And we've been downloading it. These are the forms that they're taking on. Thank you. Right here. This is Ghetto Man. Right. Yokai. Playing games. This is what they look like in space. Thank you. Right. This is Ariridiruduke. It's called Ariridiruduke, right? Irididurudrikri. And this is basically saying right here, you see the tongue is split in two. This is basically the demon that will create chaos with its mouth. Thank you. Right? And then on one end, you see the words going in, on another end, words coming out, saying that I can only create chaos with my mouth and then I can only consume chaos. Thank you. Right? Living at the suicide forest, meaning, and chained there, meaning that I bring you here with my mouth and my tongue. Will you follow me? Thank you. The tree that's in here is a specific tree, the poplar tree, because it's the tree that they used to hang people that were dishonorable back in those times. But there's also the tree that they had in slavery times that meant something different too. Yeah, there's a lot going on. These karmics have taken on forms. There's a lot going on. Yeah, Stephanie has hers too. I haven't finished coloring it in. This is Kakakarodori. 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 And basically, this is the being that has this is the demon who crafted the dumbest idea to go against God, right? And somebody that went to mix themselves with the DNA of the swine and climbed out of the swamp of transformation because they went into waters thinking that they had usurped the divine feminine energy or thinking that they had mastered God, which is basically trying to understand, not master, understand the water element. Thank you. And went into those forms and came out in a bastardized form with two heads. Thank you. And a portal function stuck over its head, meaning I will constantly download demonic frequencies because of what they played with. The moon red, meaning that there's the end of a very demonic force here. Thank you. On its back, where there was some type of, you guys know animals grow things on their back, tendrils like iguanas. There's different horns and things like that from animals, apparatuses, the head of a white man. Thank you. Because they've taken on different forms and done a bunch of bullshit. And caused chaos. This reform, playing with portal functions, playing with period blood magic, starting bullshit with and grind. And this is what they turn into. Look at the red around the moon, meaning chaos will soon come. These are just raw. These are not even like what's going to get published. These are just raw sketches, just raw. Because when you do yokai, the paper is like usually like this big. Yeah, they're like on small cards. So when I do my art, I like draw it out first, and then I go ahead and put it on the big canvas and things like that. So it's supposed to be like this big, right? Yeah. Stitches in the head, meaning that I've gone into ritual of transformation, but come out with nothing but wounds and scars. Portal functions all around me. I've gone in and out of different worlds and collected nothing but created destruction and chaos. That's why I have the black eye blind over my head, meaning I've created chaos, and it's following me for the rest of my life. These karmics have taken on forms. Use this as an example. Thank you. We'll timestamp that. Let's keep on moving. So let's see what forms your karmics have taken on, right? Because there's a lot. Right. There's a lot. The Maya Pachachua has a lot more for the masculines too that you need to hear, especially for the disgraced high priest. Thank you. There's a lot that's going on right now. Let's see what's going on here. Be careful what you create because you never know. Because that spiritual state will always tell. Thank you. And that spiritual state is also New Japan. And shout out to New Japan and certain people in Japan. There's warfare right now and people are fighting. Right. And it's something to think of, are you like anime and that Asian shit? Or that's why people, nah, it's about the fact that we have shared language, shared speech, and even animals and foods in our cultures out in space. And we fought warfare together. So we had a shared language and they tried to start a bunch of bullshit with it because this shared language starts a lot. And it was broken and destroyed. Yeah, no, Japan, that's done. It's done. Thank you. And you know that because thank you. The moon and the high priestess. Boom. Can you tell this lie? Thank you. So let's see. Let's start for each sign. What has your karmic turned into? This is a water sign. This is for a Pisces. And that's how I'm going to freestyle. I'm not just going to go by sign. I'm going to freestyle. Okay? So Pisces, the moon and the high priestess. Something lethal is coming out here, Pisces. And you need to be ready. You need to really master that moon. And you see here, this is salamander. But to me, this is salamander and the scorpion, but to me, this is kind of representing that Komodo energy. Are you ready for warfare? Because when you go into the moon, that's a portal of darkness. There may be some portal of darkness. That portal may be initiated by a breakup, a firing, a rehiring, a moving, a reprimanding, right? And you need to be able to like really handle that. But what I'm seeing here with this whole, what is your karma transformed to with the high priestess? There's a tampering with the psychic element here, and a tampering with the spiritual works, and a high priestess meaning a grandma or something like that coming down here. And I'm feeling the invocation of the Igra Adisana, aka the woman that has placed her womb everywhere and destroyed the original womb that she was connected to. Somebody has gone into realms where they misused their womb and went into the moon, the dark side, low vibrational energies ruled by your subconscious. And then what happened there was the high priestess, and there was a destruction in the mitochondrial energy. And your karmic has now transformed into something with one eye, but several wombs all over herself, several entrances to a womb, but nothing there, dead ends. Trying to drill holes into herself to create more wombs and more space for womb, because a man is entering and it's shallow. Do you see? So that shallowness has now become physical. Yeah. And it's represented by a woman, like Doromege, covered in heights, a woman covered in like vaginas all over. You wanted separate rooms, you wanted to split yourself, you wanted to create this. I see category holes, Instagram, something like that. And now you are been split. And now look at you, look what you've manifested into. This is deep. Remember, warfare.io. You guys need to get on that too. Clear yourself, get connected to your higher self. Thank you. Somebody has taken on too many forms. That is done. The high priestess has spoken. What words did I say? Let's talk. What messages do you have? Yeah, all over. Look at main female. Boom. Main female and family room. Message of concern. Boom. Somebody's gonna get some results. Something's gonna happen because of this move. But like I said, this demon that has come forth. This demon that has come forth. And that is now, you have not transformed this in the spiritual state. You're also covered, right? Like the high priestess is covered here, but you're covered because you are a bastardization. You've gotten a scarlet letter. You don't want to be around. Thank you. Because Peony 2 is what you invoke to invoke the high priestess of love. So you abused it and destroyed it in some way. And that's why the Komodo's here, the female Komodo. How dare you disrespect yourself or disrespect any type of lineage that you were connected to that was connected to warfare for God. I see that here. Somebody may have had good grandmothers or good mothers and stuff like that and disrespected them, or good sisters and shit like that. Somebody disrespected themselves or their womanhood and their lineage by enacting certain things sexually. And now what's happened is the high priestess has been destroyed, the mitochondrial DNA. There's illness here. Then you got the main female family room. You're covered in vaginas, yeah, but they're very shallow. And then you're trying to drill holes into them because this is the way you live. You may have to do sex work and things like that, but they want it deeper. And then you realize I was looking for things out within me. I should have been built in within. I was using this apparatus. I thought that I had control and everything like that, only for it to destroy me. And then it manifested outside of me in dysfunction and decay and delusion exposed. Thank you. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go to that's Pisces. Okay. Now we're gonna timestamp too. Yeah, that is done. Thank you. Let's go. Next sign. What do you have? What have they transformed to, the karmic? What is the karmic transformed to? Because they had to catch them all. Thank you so much. I'm definitely get out. You want chaos, you're jealous, you're delusional, go kill yourself. You're one of those idiots. Thank you. Maybe God will give you another opportunity to remove each and every vagina in each and every lifetime. And so then, here go. That's just you have. Next sign, please. Here we go. The next sign is Aries. You got the Strength card. Done. And the Ten of Swords. That is over. The Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. What has your karmic transformed into? Your karmic has transformed into the female version of Edward Scissorhands, but she has two genders because there's a karmic here that has invoked the negative side of the masculine force of warfare with the Strength card, Leo energy, and has created murder here and chaos, or has initiated this with the mouth, or initiated this with the action, or initiated this with the lack of pride and respect for oneself. And now some karmic has transformed into this where there's always weapons on my hand, but all I crave is sweetness. And I can't sleep, Valerian, because the Empress is right there. Or this can also be a man. Yeah, where I've transformed, I've now two genders. And I have weapons in either hand, no one wants to come near me. But those weapons, that tool sword is right there. But these weapons I hid. And now everyone has seen the monstrosity that I am and what I have chose to get engaged in ritual to destroy others. And now my hands are covered in weapons and I cannot hide them. And now you're walking around like that. And in the middle of your head is a portal, meaning that only chaos and destruction will come from this portal. And that's also your eye, because you've become Cyclops with whatever you've gotten into to invoke Ten of Swords, your karmic here. And this is what they look like in the spiritual realm. Done. Look at all these swords. It's choppy waters. Yeah, and Nine of Wands, it's happened several times. Semi-automatic weapon, semi-automatic weapon. Look at, then you have the devil. That is done. Yeah, yeah. And look, like I said, apparatus on the top of the head. Look at blind, two of swords. Yeah, Cyclops, because it is done. Cayenne pepper, somebody invoked warfare. Yeah, and it is done. That's what I'm seeing right here. Aries, that's what I have for you. Let's see what we have here. That's what the karmic looks like. Demonic, right? In the female form, bastardized. And this one is called Slolomekli. Slolomekli. Slolomeki. Slolomeki. And what does that look like? Slolomeki, I have two apparatuses. Depending on who I want to destroy, you will only see either one. If I want to destroy you on every level, you will see both of them. But how you will see both of them, you will not know. This karmic has shown this masculine warfare in the mind and warfare with the womb, the masculine feminine aspect, or masculine has done that too with the emotion or something like that. And in their hand is weapons. There's another thing like that too. And also too, you look deformed because in your hands is nothing. Your hands are raw, covered in what? Not blood, but this blood is talking and saying this is blood of love because you ripped open somebody's heart here. Somebody is also liking to create heartbreak here, and that's another way that they're getting this slow making. It has two heads. There's two ways that somebody has created something here. Somebody just complete with the hand nine of wands and this ten of swords, and then also too with playing games with the strength card and this nine of wands with the empress playing with somebody's heart. Yeah, and destroy somebody on all levels, and now they're recovering. But that's what they look like in another dimension, in space and time. Let's get into this. Messages about slow making. Yeah, yeah. Message of concern right here. Wealthy man. Yeah, yeah. False person. Somebody use a position, high honor. Somebody use a position, their wealth or something like that to invoke solo making. Right. There you go. And all there's chaos. Yeah. Somebody use love and stuff like that, right? To invoke it as well, right? Family, children. You got bad health. There's karma here. You got courtship too. Yeah. Somebody's hand is filled with swords. That is done. Yeah, you got to be careful because then, that seven of swords on you. You're juggling, right? I'm in the kitchen. You're the magician, right? Right. And actually, you know what? Never again will we speak that man's songs on this place because he is his ten of swords. Thank you. And it started mentally, and I don't want to deal with that because it's just disgusting and unnecessary. But to invoke something else, somebody has seven of swords. They thought that they were the magician, juggling and playing games, right? Show and tell, right? But guess what ended up happening? Boom! Something incurred here. That three of swords hit. Something has hit that turned it into swords, where this person could not keep up. Right? Can you keep up? They couldn't keep up. And what happened is all those swords fell, and they have to like run with them. And imagine being chased by a whole bunch of things, nine of wands, and the nine of swords. And when you're reading, there's demonic energy here with the devil, and then you fall down the hill, and you're carrying all those swords, and you're trying to get up, and you have to run with all these swords, right? And or they're taped to your hands, and you're trying to eat and do different things. But these swords, each sword that you use to lay down somebody's body or cause chaos or heartbreak for somebody, is a sword that is intercepting your ability to move into in your reality the way you want on every level, not just in the physical, financially. Physically, right? I can't get it bad. I'm disabled, right? Spiritually, I'm inept. I'm not getting downloads, right? On all levels. Yeah, look at my children now. Yeah, yeah. That has happened to somebody. Solo Makey. Yeah, that three swords right there. And the hermit, because this is what they've turned into. And banished, right? On their own. Carrying all the swords that they try to throw at someone else. Be careful. Air is a powerful element, but it can also destroy, right? Right. Somebody invoked the air element and it's very unstable, your karmic. And this is what they are, slow making. If you don't want to get exposed in terms of what you look like spiritually, don't come near me. Thank you. Thank you. What messages do you have, please? Let's go to the next side. Yeah, so that was Aries. So we did Pisces and Aries. Messages, please. What's the next sign? You got the eight of swords right here. Then you got the five of cups. This for Leo, eight of swords, five of cups, and you got the two of wands. Yeah, somebody has to make decisions here. What I'm seeing here with this specific yokai is there is a face. It has no melanin. It's ghastly. Its eyes are bright, and there are a lot of veins in its eyes. Like it is simply terrifying. And there are swords all around his head, but the swords are actually stuck in this person's head. Their skin was used as folds to hold these swords as they are stuck in their head. This is it. This is called a Gragadungwai. Gragadungwai. Yeah, this Gragadungwai is someone I attempted to create entrapment and incarceration for individuals for fun. And now I live in it in eternity. And I have no idea when this eternity will end. But it feels endless. Because in this energy that I'm picking up with your karmic, they're in something that they know is eternal. And I feel like this Grugodwag, right, is bringing like this type of like energy to them, and they're all pale, and their body is like gassy, like some type of experiment that has come out of like a torture chamber or something like that, and it cannot move, but it's being forced to, and every move it's moving towards something that's going to destroy it. That's what I'm saying here, or that it thinks is going to destroy it, or does it see anything at all? Because also too, when the State of Swords is a mental trap, like very deep. Somebody's like in a real like conundrum. It looks like this, like some type of kaleidoscope. They're trapped in the middle of this. They have to break out of that vortex or this portal or whatever that they put themselves into. Eight swords in their head. For every time they try to disrespect the eight wonders of like the Most High put out there, animals, the plant life, other people, love, and the sexual element, the ability to have power, the ability to do certain things. There's specifically eight that these people, that somebody violated here, and there's something that's going down with this Five of Cups, and it's eternal. And as they're going through in this Gurgudwaka form, there's the Five of Cups, sadness, regret, and mourning. They have to make a decision. Also, too, I see your karmics. There's going to be incarceration in every level. Yeah, yeah, on every level. And there's regret here. And horses tell us what used to do what is to relieve spells that were put on the psychic chakras. Horses tell. Thank you. And basil is also to restore the heart chakra energy here too. That's interesting. Somebody's like into something deep here, and then also to black holes is also for your nervous system. But if I'm looking at black holes in this situation, somebody's completely dysregulated, and that's the trap. And somebody's trapped in some type of chemical prison that they invoked because they wanted to create ups and downs and roller coasters and drama. That's what I'm seeing here. They had a choice for the two of them. Yeah, that's what is happening right here. And that's why they're this right with swords stuck on all sides of your head, all eight surrounding your head. Right. And it's very uncomfortable. And they don't have anywhere else to go. And they can't move anywhere else. And all they think about, how can I get the sword out of my head? Because they can also feel it, it's physical and it's also spiritual. Like they feel it in their body, their physical form, in terms of like, I feel like there's something in my head. Yeah. And there's chaos coming here. Real chaos. Somebody has invoked something that's very demonic and destructive. Or they try to create this for somebody else, where somebody's handcuffed and bound to something like that. Yeah, entrapment, kidnapping, something like that. This could be trafficking. Somebody's gonna get put into this, but in a very vicious way, right? Imagine thinking that you're a big boss or something like that in the United States or some other country. You get deported back to some like crazy ass country where there's like chaos going on, distant horizons, adjudication of judgment, indictment, a warrant, ICE, and then distant horizons, ship, sailing, right? You're on your way, right? And then you get stuck in like a movie like Hostel, and that's what you get. There's a child here, something with the child being defiled to pathway. It's already coming. God has set this forth. It is done. Concern because that is done, and this person is in that state because they know that this is what this is going to be their life next. This is deep. Thank you. What messages do you have, please? Please. Next sign. Yeah, Leo. Let's go to the next sign. Messages do you have here for the next sign? Page of Swords. Yeah. A sword sticking out of somebody's head. Their head split open. Tears, crying, anguish. Losing their melanin. All kinds of stuff going on. They cannot focus, stripped of their clothing because they try to strip someone else of their psychic power or their psychic gifts with this page of sword, spying, watching, looking, wrong things that they put down. A sword or an apparatus coming out of their head, meaning that I will always be cursed in the mind. This is one of your karmics. She's called the woman nakatikana. Awama akatikana. Wamo akatikana. Woma akatikana is somebody that chose to go into realms to tamper with someone else's psychic element or someone else's privacy or someone else's mind. They wanted to open up somebody's mind, or they wanted to tamper with somebody's mind, or create some type of psychic brew or some type of like dynamic here. And then they have that apparatus sticking out of their head, right? Walking and wondering, not being able to enter into places because that thing coming out of your head is supposed to block you, right? And it's blocking you on all levels. Then you got the Queen of Cups again, exactly the psychic element, and the Queen of Swords, pure mental illness. This is bipolar disorder too. And at every single point in time, this thing has now decided to create another form. This Wodomaneki. This, and then the other one is Wodomaneki. And this one does not have a sword in the head, it has a sword in the womb. Yeah, and she hides it under her dress. But the sword in the womb and the sword in the head, they interchange. And it's between this Queen of Cups and this Queen of Swords where you hide it. Thank you. Thank you. But the funny thing is, decide what element I will hide it in, because she's learned how to transform something into ice by completely being an etheric force. Because ice can be very etheric, aka negative. So someone has invoked something and started some shit on one end, and then somebody is this other being on another end, and there's chaos here. That's what your karmic has transformed into. And there's a gash in the womb, and people then, when she brings the male close, because they have not seen that she's wounded in the mind, she shows that she is wounded in the womb. He continues to look. He sees, okay, there is something transforming here because some karmic has learned how to tamper with the psychic element through spine and knows how to conceal the womb. So you get close enough, you have even put in your apparatus, and then boom, you see chopper style, chopper style, right? I'm hoping she don't leave my what cuts, bruises, and swollen. That's what I'm seeing right here. And there's chaos and right here because now somebody has entered into that lady's slipper, and I was like, oh, it feels nice and soft. Whoa, what the fuck? Right. And then she has now transformed and shown her apparatus. Something has come out of her head like a Teletubby. You are a different being. How did I get into this? Because you tampered with my psychic element with this page of swords, reduced me, then placed forms and placed layers and placed coverings where I should have the most sense. And now I have entered into destruction. Some karmic has created this in her mind. These are two different beings. This will go Meki, Womomeki, because you can say it I'm saying it in Igbo and Japanese. Thank you. Womomeki. And in Japanese, it will be Wodoromeki. And then the Queen of Swords, this one with this woman is Wasamameki. And then the Igbo will be Wasono like they have Agare Woke, right? Like Wasono Wake Wana, Agare Woke, Wasono Woke Mena. You see? Thank you. So there's two beings here, but the first one created this one. Hey, so now, hey, the karmic has gotten a smart idea. Hey, I'm actually three different beings. How can I create a conundrum here to reassert myself? Because my apparatus has shown what the original ritual that I entered into to start shit. Hey, in any way, because this can also be generational. A curse upon with some women that want to go play with psychic element, love spells, doing way too much, and invoke chaos. Now this karmic is, how do I change to my next form? She will show up again. Thank you. That is for the element of that was for okay. I'm so sorry, that was for Aquarius. That was for Aquarius. Aquarius. Thank you. Because we did Pisces, Aries, Leo, Aquarius. Seriously. Aries, get away from me. If you don't want to die, thank you. Because look it right here. Because look. Death. Get out. Because this karmic, hey, Aquarius, right? We're going into the next reading, but remember the karmic said, hey, how can I change one? Because I realized I went into one and then I turned into two here just to be able to cover up the one. Hey, what are they saying? They're trying to close your eye. Thank you. Now look, right, but in closing my own eye, another one was opened, you see? But then I closed your eye. So now I see I have tampered with too many eyes here. You see, ability to see and understand and be aware. But the karmic has crafted a new idea. I will still keep going. What is my next form? And death has said, none. Because your equation makes no sense. That is done. Some karmic is going to pass away too. What messages do you have, please, for the next sign? What is your yokai? What is this? What is our yokai and what is this? There is more. Thank you. What is our yokai? What is this? Thank you. What is our yokai? What is this? Messages, please. Yeah, that's how it started. What is yokai for the next sign? Yokai for the next sign. Thank you. Yokai for the next sign. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. We have the Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Now, something that I'm seeing right here. What this karmic has turned into is a gremlin, where the pentacle, aka the coin, was the highest order, and it was the highest goal and achievement for the karmic. So they went into different things where they facilitated nonsense with the Knight of Swords for money. There was gossip, there was ruin, there was the utilization of the mouth or here in order to attain these pentacles, but it caused chaos. And now this karmic is like the Schmiegel from the ring, and that's all they're obsessed with, and that's what they can focus on. But the funny thing is, this karmic is also yoked to the life that it wanted. So the funny thing is, it's like a conjoined twin, the Schmiegel. And the funny thing is, why does the Schmiegel have more energy and have more power over the being? Because it's lopsided, because the other being is taller, right? So now what happened is, because this karmic went into doing too much over the pinnacle and starting too much shit just so they can have something brand new, a little bit of this, Forever 21's finest and some shit like that, nonsense. There is now a being that is walking and crawling and moving by any means necessary and dragging your body. That's what I'm saying here. Yeah. And this is called the Saka Arawana. Thank you. Think about that. And you are trying to, and like your hands are bloodied, right? And you're wearing the clothes of of a vagabond, but this thing is one of the things you've wanted the most. And you're realizing, I did this and this and that just to get all this covered in gold or jewels and gems and things like that, dragging your body. And you're wearing the clothes of a vagabond. And your hands are bloody because you're trying to stop this thing from dragging you. And how do I cut this off? And you're carrying a hatchet, but the hatchet is dull. Thank you. The hatchet is dull because there's several layers. And as you're trying to move, like it's seeing all the layers and it's conjoined and tied all up together. Like, yo, look at this cell network. Look at this plant network, how it's all tied up at the very top, right? How it's all conjoined and stuff like that. And then it runs to another one, to another one. That's how the nerve network is between you and this thing. And it's just dragging where you're trying to cut it off. But you can't because you went into all these different forms just to get the pinnacle, right? And the pinnacle destroyed you. Some karmic here did too much over money, started too much shit over money. And there's chaos in karma here. That's what I'm saying. And these are yokai. Yeah. And or and misusing and abusing divination. It's for the element of Virgo. Yeah. Because it's the one that's also a gunfire, or beating. There's also the phallus. Yeah. And somebody also too here is tampering with some type of reproduction. And this is causing chaos. And that's also that thing is also for the same body, in the same body. Jewels, gems too. There's also a child pregnant, and the child's head is crowning out of the demon. And you're staring in horror. This is what I always wanted, and then look how I got it. And this demon is dragging you. Let's go shopping. Umbilical cord and all, dragging. It's a yokai. These are the demons that these karmics form into. You're going to see it physically now. Hey, let's continue. Am I starting shit or what? Excuse me. Hello? What's this Page of Pentacles? I want to understand. Yeah, the main female. That is done. Yeah, and it says expectation because it's coming. What's the Knight of Swords? Thank you. You got the message in the reverse. Thank you. Running their mouths, starting a bunch of shit, causing chaos. Yeah, toil and labor. Right, in community. Doing way too much. A whole bunch of people lost money. A whole bunch of chaos got started. A whole bunch of people were disenfranchised or something like that. Bad developers, bad bankers, bad whatever. Like that. Dumb baby mamas, bad planning of the assets for the family. All of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And I see it here. There's chaos here. Right. What messages we have? Next sign. So far, we've done Pisces, we've done Aries, we've done Leo, we've done Aquarius. That was Virgo. Let's keep going. Let's keep on going. What messages do you have? What messages do you have? What is the karmic has now transformed? Gotta catch them all. Chaos. What messages do you have for the next sign? What messages do you have? You got the Hermit. Okay, there's the Empress and the Hermit. There's the Nine of Wands here. These cards we will continue shuffling. It said that the divination is not complete. What messages do you have? Thank you. What messages do you have? What messages do you have? Please, for the next sign. What is their Dorimeki? The next Dorimeki. I'm telling you, I'm really lit in Japan. People know me. They call me Queen Chan. A lot of the grandmas said, "Have you seen our granddaughter today? She's cooking and screaming. Have you seen these things that she is saying online? They are explosive but powerful, right? They are talking about creating persimmons in pancakes and other cuisines. I like her. They know me in Japan. They know me well because I've made all these fucking Japanese men bankrupt. Thank you. Japanese men with their money are a different thing than Korean men and Chinese men. I can speak Chinese too. You haven't seen that shit yet. These Chinese men are not fucking ready for me. Period. Excuse my language. What messages do you have, please? Let's continue. Yeah, what messages do you have here? Let's continue. You guys know I have 176,000 subscribers, and this is why. And they hide it and make it seem like it's 30K. And they start chaos on a bunch of shit because demons really died when I start stuff like this. Breaking it down. What messages do you have for the next time? What's their yokai? What messages do you have? What's the next for the next time about their yokai? What messages do you have? What is this? Okay, this is going to be for the sign of. This is going to be for Sagittarius. You have the Ten of Cups and the Hermit card. Oh, and you have the Judgment. You want to know something? Somebody has gone into playing with the energy of several people. This I'm seeing is a coven with this Ten of Cups, and you have the Hermit card. But the funny thing is, as they bounded together to create chaos, they are now bounded together as one yokai. They took on the one body with the Hermit because as these karmics did not know whatever they were playing with or whatever energy they were invoking, whatever they were doing, click dynamics, being messy, a bunch of cousins, a bunch of whatever, there was an entity of a male the variety running their body to destroy the feminine energy most and also the masculine, but mainly the feminine. And as they were being ran by this entity to go and destroy, they took on the entity's form. So now they have now been sucked into a vortex where they are all stuck on the entity, right? And they each are trying to like move and get out and things like that. And the entity is like they're running. And each day the head changes. And it's one other karmic that wanted to be the leader. And then they all fight for them who's going to be in the position, but they're all binded to the same hermit. Because the hermit has now gone within them and they have now taken on this form. And it's a monstrosity. So when it opens up his cape, it's one head, right? That's clear face because one head is now one face is coming into it to run it for today. And the rest of them are fighting and bickering and arguing about what they created together. I see backbiting and bitterness and chaos. And I see it going into what Jiguaz is on a really deep number sequence hitting these karmics to fuck up. And I see the high priestess serpent coming out, the matriarch coming out, dealing with these karmics. I see chaos coming for karmics. Yeah, that bounded together to create chaos. And our body, thank you, and judging is here. Because guess what? One body thought, well, our face changes every day. Hey, we can agree on that. Yeah. So today I'm gonna be good. Yeah. Then I get to leave and go over here. Okay. I'm still here. The next face, well, I'll do this and I'll do that. But I got bad luck. So I'll go here and you could be staying over here. Okay. But we're still together. Okay. So now these karmics have realized that the judgment of one is not the judgment of all. And as they are now trying to clean up their judgment, it's now a vortex of who is stopping and creating more chaos because somebody wants to stay in this. I can be the initial face. I can be the number one face that runs the body permanently. And there's chaos here. And they still, in the group, know how this has been created. But somebody has made a pact with this demon. Okay, we will then do this. I will give you the opportunity to be the number one, but doesn't tell them for how long. So now there's backbiting and bitterness. You're going to see the karmic female destroy each other. That archetype is coming out. The karmic females that will then destroy each other. These archetypes will click, the archetypes with friends, all that is going to start happening. They are now in one form, and they have now shared one judgment, and that is done. One trumpet for all of them. Thank you. In one fell swoop, it is done. And they will go. Right. And this is golden seal. It's actually used to stop like infections and wounds because something is festers here. Yeah. And then you got like cannabis and marijuana here too, also used for divination. And I see that there's like a misuse in this specific. I see that there's like a misuse and abuse with energy having to do with either sex or children as well, like mother groups, things like that. Like, oh, we're just friends. We have at the same age, and we just meet here at the park. And frequencies being downloaded on purpose for people that are like going out and like purposely starting shit, or like also too within this head turning and rotating. It's now the fight of who brought who in here that I'm seeing. And then also to what I was saying with this group, like there's a hint of like mother energy here, like some bullshit getting started with a bunch of bitches that got kids. You got the false person here, and then you got the high honor chaos getting started because there's something also too with this formation. Others have seen this formation. This is a yokai, right? This one is called Jakakawanki, and it's the demon priest that will come and confuse the feminine into bonding with other feminines to destroy the highest feminine. Why? Swai or masculine. Swai. Right. So now somebody has seen this formation. Ooh, we can do that, but does not know that the head changes every day. Temporarily saw one face. Ooh. Now somebody has trained category holes here. That is done. Oh, she thought she created it. Yeah. Because now they're all in one suit. The suit can be incarceration or a pregnancy by one man or a group of them, and they're all bastards or federation, right? Or the same charges. Or we are all now stuck in the same situation, whatever it is. But this hood, this cloak right here, it ain't coming off. And that formation is not ending. Somebody has seen this, and like we will now go in great forms just to go against other forms. And I see the coffin because something's going to end lethal here. That is done. Toil and labor. Somebody really put in the work to create chaos, but God had other plans, right? And it was not chaos, right? And somebody has tapped into realms to start a bunch of shit. If you do not turn that the fuck off, I swear you're gonna die in the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Because there are, as I'm like downloading, you guys remember the virtual reality thing? There are like white men like all playing games, uploading me because they thought like, oh, you're supposed to be giving us your spiritual powers, and it's starting hella shit. You guys don't know a lot of people have died, going to jail, a bunch of shit. And as I'm putting this out, people are getting exposed, and there's raids and hella shit happening behind the scenes because I guess stuff is coming out. Should never started it. Thank you. Now, what's the Ten of Cups in the Hermit? Ten of Cups in the Hermit. Yeah, you got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, yeah, you got the Nine of Cups. Somebody has gone into ritual. They have gone into form. Yeah, be careful what you get into. This Nine of Cups, we have shared these forms all together to try to create pleasure and things like that. The too much on the attainment of pleasure. Then you have the potion box, right? And you got the Ten of Cups. Deep. Okay, that was for Sagittarius. Yeah, because remember the Ten of Cups and there's that Ten of Wands too. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to the next sign. Thank you. Yeah, these karmas have become. They have changed. It is ready. They are ready. But the funny thing is, when these karmas have changed form, right? And they already did it spiritually, mentally, and now it's physical. You're going to actually start to see this in real life. Like, oh, oh, I see like literally how 10 heads are together and like one switches every day, and that's the leader, right? But who's gonna, right? Okay, all right. And I see who has seen the formation and who is now trying to create it. Thank you. I will dismantle that. What messages do you have, please? Okay, right. So what messages do you have? What's the next sign? Man, I'm telling you, tarot's not for the weak of heart. But man, I love these cards, especially the artwork. So let's see. What messages do you have? So we did Pisces, Aries, Leo, Aquarius, Virgo, Sagittarius. Oh, okay. Let's see. We have 6 more signs. Let's continue. Let's continue into the element. I see Capricorn is calling me. Calling me, calling me. I just wanna be close to you and do all the things you want me to. That's Maxi Priest. Close, close, close to you, baby, and show you the way I feel. I feel love. Ooh, there's something here, Capricorn. So, Capricorn, there is in the karmic, ooh, there's a male and female aspect to this demon. Karmic has turned into, and it has something to do with that Maxi Clue song because somebody has misused and abused their phallus here. Now, now, in the other end of that, there's somebody here in the feminine aspect who has led somebody to misusing, abusing their phallus, or engages in that act with them in the abuse, in the utilization of abuse of others, whether male, that being male or female. There's some type of demonic split in the masculine feminine energy, and it produces grotesqueness. Here, this can be a mother and a son, hey, a brother and a sister, hey, a wife and a husband, a friend, a queer uh, a queer man and his straight female friend. There's some type of female dynamic here, and she's also in this negative Capricorn element, the devil. There's a devil in male and female form here. Thank you. And it brought two of the apparatuses, but they're in two different forms. But the funny thing is, what made them demonic is the way that they joined the apparatus. Because in each of their head, the female has a penis coming out of her head, and the male has a wound of a supposed vagina in his head. Meaning that down here, I am supposed to be proper, but in my mind, I am completely warped. And that's where they met in their dysfunction. Because whatever they're doing together, they're not supposed to be doing it. Because even in this feminine, even if in a union of the male and the female in marriage, there's still the dysfunctional element of you're my mom or you're my brother or things like that. That's still underlying. That makes it very sinister and illicit. So somebody has gone into those forms here. There's some type of bullshit like that going on here. Okay, let's go. What messages you have? Look at the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Man, bling, bling, blow. The Hierophant reverse. Somebody has really abused some type of priestcraft or priestesscraft, or they are creating a false craft here with the Hierophant. Because we know the Hierophant's institutions, but it's also that studying, right? The organization of information and knowledge systems and wisdom systems, and even religion, like a church. And then here, this person is dressed in the robes of the high priest. Thank you. And it says here, the high priest. Right, but it's really the Hierophant. So that's what I'm saying. Somebody's creating this demonic union, and in her face is nothing but a grin that's very sinister and filled with loathing, right? But her body is saying that I have three forms. My face looks like I'm a woman that does not know what is going on, but my body says that I'm that I have. My body is saying that I have taken on several forms just to align with the masculine element. So I don't know what my body is. The male, he is there. His face, he is smiling, but he knows destruction is coming because he has no idea what is going on with his phallus. Because as his phallus has created whatever for him, the one in the mind is like, why am I even down there? It's been a split in consciousness. The phallus in the mind is working, it's not working with the phallus down there, but he has tried to put it there. Does that make sense? So he is looking like I've achieved pleasure before by putting this phallus that I'm thinking to be the ruler into the phallus that I've been trying to destroy. Attention. He has a vagina gash in his head. He's a yokai. He has a penis. He is upset and but smiling and annoyed because the phallus down here, he put it inside the phallus in his head, thinking that he has finally usurped the feminine element, right? Not knowing it's a curse, only to realize, you know what? I am actually looking for this sensation and this more here, but I'm trying to use this to destroy it. So what am I really? There's confusion here. Somebody is not knowing that their emperor has no clothes on or robe or whatever. Or hey, they say, oh, your phallus is showing something like that, like where they basically are telling men you're thinking with your dick and that's showing. Somebody is like producing that in a major way. They don't know that. And the other one that's joining that one doesn't know either. Because as she's also gone to grunt herself, aka engage in a specific act where she's showing herself that she's a bastardization of both elements, she has entered that phallus, tried to put that phallus into her to do it by herself, but realized, I couldn't because in between was a bunch of nonsense that I curated for myself. So I brought a phallus outside of me to create, and it's this one right here. But as we had to lay down and mate, I had to join the phallus on my head with the phallus that's on his head. And then I only realized that the thing that I wanted the most and why I'm even aligning with this person is what I have and what he's looking for. So why am I even here? There's confusion and chaos too, because these two people are going to turn on each other. But these are two yokai. Right? And he is adorned with lipstick and some jewels. But she stares at all that in envy because how dare you wear me? And I gave that to you because in his hand is something that belongs to her. And she's kind of looking at that as well too, smiling like, did you take that from me? Or did I give that to you? There's some chaos going on here because somebody was confused from the beginning or both were. What messages do you have here? This is for Capricorn. This yokai is called a Nirawakata. Nirawakata. The demon that always comes, the demon that comes into with the destructive male and the destructive female only to destroy themselves and cancel each other out. You got the judgment right here. Yeah, you got the seven of swords. Some real mental illness is going on here. That's what your karmic has turned into. This relationship, this dynamic is going to come to like fruition, and it's going to be very, very deep, very, very deep. What's the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords? Thank you. Let's continue. And guys, you know that there's a lot of bullshit going on with these people, but trust me, like there's a lot of good, great things. So again, warfare.io, check out our books on the online, our classes, all that type of stuff. There's a lot going on. You got a message of concern here. But this message of concern and this coughing is the fact that her eyes started to look and, like, whose is that? And with the coughing card, he is looking at her like, how do I destroy you so I no longer have to come to the realization that these sensations that I want the most have to come from you? Hey, hey. And then you've got the toil and labor on occupation because somebody has put in the toil and labor to create their worst nightmare with the main female. Yeah. And that's why her eyes are like, her brain is like this, where her eyes are like, what are you implying? Yeah. What are you saying here? Hey, yeah. Hey, whoa, wait, no, not me though. And he's just like, how many times have you said me? Because I'm wearing your pearl necklace and your lipstick, and I want a different color. Somebody is realizing who's really the husband and the wife in a relationship. Two, you women that are raising your sons like that, and these women that are raising men, and they're eating your snacks and starting shit. So there's a lot more into that. That's a yokai too. Noodle winky. Noodle winky. Thank you. That's Japanese. Noodle winky. So what messages do you have? What messages do you have? No, I'm not using mine. I'm not using that's not possible. They're pulling with somebody that's what messages do you have? What messages do you have? Okay. So that was Capricorn. I think Capricorn, let's keep on going. Okay, here. This is not one. Okay. So let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Somebody has changed clothes and go. And girl, I promise you, no substitutes, just me. Uh-uh. Sexy, sexy. Ha ha. As long as I got my suit and tie, I'm tonight, baby. Let me show you a few things, and let me show you a few things, show you a few things about love. This is the digital demon. Thank you that I'm seeing here. This digital demon, Libra. This is your reading. There's a digital demon following you. You got the Nine of Wands. Somebody's coming for you. Yeah. Change clothes and go. Right. So this yokai that I'm seeing here, he is dressed in a suit. He is coming out of something that looks like a door, but this door is, when you look behind it, there is hellfire. But this man is coming out of it, and he looks handsome, but he has double horns coming out of his head. He has no hands. Have you ever seen that show with the what's that scary movie? And he has hands like that, but his are very long. Right, meaning that I've put my hand into way too many pots just to start too much shit. And now I don't know where I left the most important part of them. Somebody is dealing with somebody that has picked up and taken too many forms. Change clothes and go. Yeah, suit and tie tonight, some shit like that, where you're dealing with somebody that's straight demonic because they have some type of sexual demon attached to them. Because this person is wearing a suit, but when you look down, there is no pants there. Thank you. There's a complete demon. And if you look closely at his throat, there is like a slit, but there are stitches, right? Meaning I've killed myself several times over. If you just take this off, it will happen again, right? Right. I've killed myself several times over. It's easy to do that. It's easy for me to die and be destroyed, right? Meaning that they engaged in some type of like sexual act similar with individuals that are like into necrophilia or some type of like something like that. Somebody has engaged in some things like that, and they do know and they don't know, but they're turning into this thing. Thank you. If the arms are up, they know. If the arms are down, they do not know. In this yokai, at when you look at their phallus, there is a head binded there. Meaning I decided to walk into a door of pleasure and I got stuck there only to find out it was the biggest trap of my life. And somebody here is dealing with these people online, or they are online facilitating this energy. And this is called a Zidigundi. Zidigundi. Zidigundi, the digital demon that finds the pure soul and destroys it. Be careful what you're going to online and starting online. She's on there. Hey, did you see this? Is she trying to play games and set you up because of these gunshots? Yeah. And then we have the Nine of Wands, meaning that it's happened time and time and time again. Because the Eight of Wands is about the internet movement, quick moving communication. What do you have with the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands? Thank you. And this is for Libra. Yeah, you got the Devil card. Yeah, and the Ten of Swords. Right. And this is also telling me these two, the fake influencer too. The fake influencer too. Because also too, that head is also stuck there. It's stuck there. And if it with the sexual woman dating app, that's one head stuck there. But with this individual that this the likes to form online, the fake one online, because it has the same exact thing, meaning you don't know if I'm dead or alive because this is what keeps me alive, right? The stitching on the neck. When you then go down and look, there is a demon that was stuck there, meaning that you decided to take your growth factor from the internet only, but only you have to realize that it was attached to a sexual demon that brought you here. Because with this dysfunction came something that with a sexual nature with the devil and that Ten of Swords. And there's some type of damage here that was created. But this Ten of Swords is also like dead zone, the void. And that's basically saying that when I went into these realms, I initiated the dead zone, but I was in my highest form of connection because I thought I had the internet, right? But I'm in the Ten of Swords, complete dead zone, no connection, completely like out of it. But I feel like I'm completely connected with the Eight of Wands because I switched the digital reality playing on the phone, doing too much, cloud chasing online and Instagram and likes and da 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 for the real connection. There's chaos here. That's your karmic, and they're going to transform where everyone starts to know that when their mind is completely connected to the phallus because there's two horns growing out of the head, right? And in each of those two horns, it has a specific script saying that you will not find anything of use here, and nothing of use is here either. That's double speak, right? But then you look down at where the genitals are or their sexual organs, and you see this apparatus and this attachment. So you know that their sole survival of this thing is like their only survival is to engage with this thing, right? Digitally, like they're attached to it. That's like their thing. I see that coming out, Libra. Right? Too much of attachment. Like your life is too much sex in that. And also too, and this is for the Instagram model because it's the same name, right? It's the same exact name. But you want to know something? They have taken on forms. The karmics have taken on forms. God is here to show what these karmics are like now spiritually. Now for the females, the same name. This Wunuradoki, Wunuradoki, the one that has attached himself to the digital demon and became it. Wunuradoki, the one that attached itself to the digital demon and became it. Those names, it can be that name too. The female one is the same exact thing, but her head is almost falling off. It's already been slit because she replaced her womb with the digital reality because the phone is now in where the heart should be. Thank you. Yeah, and she is dying, but her eyes are focused on that notification because it's like popped up in front of her like a holographic screen, but she is dying, right? And that her womb is diseased, and a hand crawling up, meaning that I am now owning you because you decided that you were going to utilize your womb in the attainment and the facilitation of the digital reality because you thought that was real life. Now I control you and run you. Yeah, and they're standing side by side because they're both demons. And she also has horns coming out of her head too. And it says here, you will not find anything here, but if you look online, you will maybe find nothing there either. Wow, this is very deep. It is done. Let's continue. What messages do you have for the next sign? Oh, that is very much done. I think we have two more signs. We have Scorpio, Cancer, and then we have Taurus and Gemini. What messages do you have next? Yeah, somebody's mind is very backwards. And it's really brewing up a bunch of shit. Let's see. Yeah, I said something backwards here. A negative spiral. Like, no. But somebody's trying to push against the tide. Somebody's trying to somebody initiated like some type of slowdown or try to initiate you moving backwards. Nah. Never backwards, ever forward. And I see that there's some type of chaos here where somebody's literally in a specific formation trying to create chaos or trying to create delays or just doing way too much or just being in the way. Now somebody's literally a manifestation of a fucked up form of physics, right? A physics function. So imagine like you see like a spiral going forward, and because somebody trying to play with it and start tampering with it, now their body's like in the form of a spiral, like turned up and it's moving backwards, right? Think of like the infinity symbol and it's like missing hella parts of it. And this person is now that like in person. Or somebody's way of functioning with other people and way of acting with other people, like is now manifesting in a physical form. Like their whole entire essence is you're just here to block and then look at your whole like physical self. You're just here to cause interceptions. And then look how you move around in the space. You see? And it's showing in their face. That's very interesting. It's like somebody's warped in the mind and it's starting to like show up in the physical sense, right? And you look at them like, wow, you only create like situations where individuals are reduced. And I can see that, right? And that's their physical form. Or you only create situations where there's combustions and kaboom. When I see that 501s in your face, somebody's now starting to wear their fucked up force of physics. Hit kaboom, that bombastic will hit you up. Thank you. What messages you have, please? And this is going to be for the sign of Scorpio. That plutonic energy, I sense that. Somebody really used this negatively, and they look hella fucking delusional now. Yeah. She's like, what messages do you have? Yeah, we did Libra, and it's time stamped. What messages do you have? Let's go. Scorpio. Messages for Scorpio. All right, we have the star. Well, okay, like I said, but it came in the reverse. Somebody's a sociopath here. Like I said, a fucked up force of physics. And you see the star, you think astronomy, you think geometry, you think spaceships, you think all of that stuff. You think constellations too. Somebody's constellations all fucked up. You missing a whole bunch of stars and a whole bunch of other shit. You ain't complete here. Yeah, every nigga is a star. Yeah, but somebody done fell off. And that's another thing here too. And that's shown because when a star falls off, it's called what? Supernova. But when it gets inverted, it's called the Junganar, meaning that something were in the figurative sense, right? It means something that once had shine a light from God, but decided to put its head in its own ass, and now it is nothing, and it's dim, and it's done. Thank you. And I see that here. Yeah, Nine of Cups, overindulgence. Somebody doing way too fucking much, and Nine of Cups on my own. And somebody's trying to zoom, zoom, and I like to fly away with the Eight of Cups, but this fucked up force of physics is keeping them stuck here. And this is a yokai, and it's somebody that's literally like turned kind of like when you turn like dough or you turn something like that, and they have two heads, and one head wants to go one way and one head wants to go other way, and each hand is the things that keep them aching there. So on one hand, if somebody has like a bag filled with pornography or drugs and shit like that, and on the other hand, somebody has like a book or maybe a wedding ring and shit like that on the other hand, and they're stuck in one place, and it's disastrous. But there's a portal on one head and another head. So they are constantly exchanging the things that each other wants, and there's great confusion here. And they were warped and brought right back down to the planet because somebody engaged in too much fucking confusion or try to create too much confusion for other people or too much chaos. And it's somebody's completely warped. And in the background is a bright sky, but guess what? You can't even enjoy that because I can't even, do we go to the beach or do we stay on dry land? Right? Like that type of thing. Like, I don't know. And you don't move anywhere because you're constantly fighting yourself. This is somebody's yokai. This is called a jakujunjui. A jakujunjui. Jakujunjui. The individual that had the demon of too much in their mind and got nothing at the end of the day. And that's what I'm seeing here with the karmic, and then they're on their own. Right? Because even in that dam, there's another head. Great. That head is completely polarized. And then it's like, fuck, I'm on my own again. But then there's something you see, but you're stuck there. There's a lot of confusion here. Somebody's like, but they created it for themselves. And you're wearing your force of physics. You look very goofy. People can see your speed, literally. I always tell these karmics, find your speed. I always say, stay in your lane. Thank you. Right? Right? First it will stay in your lane. Now let's find your speed. That's going to be your new reading. Find your speed. right? Because some of you guys need to know what to do to get into action, and some of you guys need to find your speed and slow the fuck down and stop. So you're gonna find your speed. That's gonna be our new thing. Find your speed, right? So find your speed here, right? Or God is gonna find it for you, or somebody's gonna teach you. Somebody's gonna put you in a situation where you're gonna have to find your speed or stop and slow down. And that's what I'm seeing here with this forces of physical bullshit that they involved in this Chakajuguwangi. Thank you. This yokai. What's the star card? Yeah. You got this Queen of Cups energy, somebody that's very manipulative. Queen of Cups, Seven of Swords, starting a bunch of bullshit. Either manipulated this energy or became this energy and manipulated others. Oh, I'm so sweet and nice. Oh, he's such a great guy. Things like that. Yeah, but they're really a dementor. Right. Yeah, God, cover, shadows. You will never see a face because I don't have one. Right. Right. Now I know I really don't because my head has been split in two. Thank you. On each side, when the head is split in two, there's a portal on either side of the head. Do you see what I'm talking about? So if you split it down the middle, there's a portal on either side. That's very demonic because somebody went into those type of realms to play games and start shit with a bunch of people. Oh, one day I'm gonna fuck with her, the next time I'm gonna fuck with her. Okay, then you got split in the mind and you're stuck in one place. But now you're stuck with the thing that you want because on the next level of this yokai, it's anchored. You're binded to the thing that you want to go play back and forth with. That's another level of this bullshit for some of you guys that played that game. But we'll stay with the initial image because it makes more sense. Right. That level, you have to understand the first level. Then you got the Nine of Swords octopus because you've turned into a mutant. Thank you. Thank you. And it's like somebody, you take the octopus and tie all their tendrils, tie all their like 8 legs together just to block the psychic element and the energetic element and the force of physics here. Somebody did that too. Too much disruption, too much chaos. Now you're stuck. Boom. Right. And somebody's uncomfortable. Yeah, what's the Nine of Pentacles? Yeah, you got the Two of Wands. Yeah, but off with your head. You see? Because now somebody, this person now, oh, I have two heads. Because, oh, I can go back and forth because now they thought I was a superpower. Boom. Because the portal functions are out of control. Because they're moving so quick and so fast and doing way too much, they're stuck there. They only got time to start too much shit. Now their head is on a platter. But guess what? Now this portal is going back and forth. But guess what? They decided to invoke a third element, right? Which is now another head above their head, floating like a portal, running them. And this is the person that they decided to continue to stay with after they split them up. Thank you. And this is Jakaka Jua Monkey. That one is Jakaka Jua Monkey, the one that has the head above it, running it, the head of the karmic, the head of their family, the head of their job, whatever, running it after it's been split and portal functions in the middle. Portal functions in the middle. Imagine that. It's very demonic. No melanin. Yeah. Because whatever they got into, tampered with that too. That's why you're split into. Thank you. Thank you. So let's continue. That was for Scorpio. It's very explosive. All right, let's keep going. What message do you have for the next sign? That's just for the next sign. We have a Taurus. I do sense that. Okay, Taurus, I think that it's your time to shine. Thank you. This is for the lover in you. This ring means I'll always be true. This is how we start loving you. This time it's gonna last forever. Yeah, she's here, the Queen of Wands. Thank you. The Queen of Wands. I see tears. Thank you. Midiriroki. Midiriroki. Midiriwoki. Midiriroki. Midiriroki. In Igbo, it's Midiriwoki. Midiriwoke means the woman who's too obsessed with man. Midiriwoke is the woman who got blinded to the man of her dreams only to find out it was a disaster. That's what I'm seeing here, the next yokai. Because this karmic is completely stripped naked. On her head, she's branded. I am untouchable. But I'm untouchable, but I'm in love. I'm untouchable, but I'm in love with quotation marks. Love in, right, quote unquote love. She's bonded to a man that's bigger than her. And he's a doofus. And he has a portal on the top of his head, meaning that there's nothing here. And his eyes, there's bright white light, meaning that I've been completely usurped. And he has drool coming from his mouth. Thank you. His stomach is see-through and filled with all the magic and all the pills and potions and things like that that she gave him. There's different pills and syringes and all kinds of things like that. And his phallus is gone. And it's rubbed raw because he's still trying to mate her. But his phallus is still trapped there. Thank you. And binded. But it's there. It's just outrage. And she's crying because she's binded to him. And where she binded to him? Through her womb and at her leg. She's chained to him at the leg, meaning that I will never move forward. Thank you. and her womb is also closed. But what's stuck there is his phallus, the physical aspect, because his phallus is still there etherically, and she can't get it out. She wants to get away from him because the phallus is covered with thorns. This is what you wanted, right? You wanted roses because people used a whole bunch of roses in magic. I'm gonna cover this phallus in roses. Go and sit on that dick. That's what God just said to this one. This is deep. Somebody invoke this. Madiridoki. Okay, you want to play with love spells? You want to keep him? Yeah, 4 cups. Keep him. You wanted him. Well, he was chosen, and you wanted to play with magic, so now he chose. Okay, now he has chosen. Thank you. The portal functions over his head have chosen. Thank you. Well, yeah, a big open hole. Nothing there. My eyes. Love. Love. Loving. Mate. I'm mate. I'm loving. Boyfriend. Husband. Loving. Touching. Love. Sex. Love. All time here. She's crying. You can echo me when I'll have to walk on one twist when I. Right. That's ancient Arabic. I'll have to right. How dare Allah allow me to destroy myself. That's what she just said. Because there's something coming up with somebody who's supposed to that part of the world that's destroying everyone. A practitioner, I feel like. And she's trying to destroy guy. And she's young. And I think I've seen this lady on playing games on lying with food. And you look at her from space with those eyes. Oh, no, why can't I just die? Now love has come. Because now you're binding to the one that, and you have to tell him, oh shit. And this sounds like Merope Gunt. Remember? Lord Voldemort's mom? This for Taurus. And she went to go play games and bind that dude and play with spells. And he woke up. She was like, I don't want to do that. I want you to see me after I have your baby. Ooh, and I'm hella ugly and I'm from a cursed family. Oop. Yeah. And then in real life, he actually had her killed for playing that game. And the baby went to an orphanage. Oh shit. And his family really went bad on me. Ooh. But now this nigga looks goofy as fuck because all these love spells and her love. And that's all he can talk about. And what happened to my son? Mama, love. Right. And she's like, oh shit. It's going fucking down. Right. What happened to dad? Mama, why is daddy talking about leaving his wife and they've been together for 28 years to get back with you because you got teleported to the stage somewhere? Where's your mama love? And spells and moving back and forth in chaos. Now you body to this man. And you walk in and you cannot even walk. You're like wobbling, literally wobbling, because you got a bottle stuck in you from starting to the shit and and it's covered in fucking worms. You're ridiculous. She's just Madidi walking. Madidi wonky. Madidi wonky. What is this? Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, 4 cups. I just started some shit in Japan. Somebody just died because I just put Igbo and this together. Okay. What's the Queen of Wands and 4 cups? Now she's dead permanently. Okay. I'm free because I cut this locket, but guess what? It grows back every day. So let me just do a bunch of shit to like block that, but it costs me more drama. Okay, I'm gonna get this dick out of me and go make him more chaos. You're stuck there. You're marked. I'm in love. You got the official person. Separated 2 people and start a bunch of shit, despair, chaos, children in it, a whole community in destruction or something like that, over love spells or something like that, or somebody in prison because love, mama. I'll have to. I've not entered this woman, but I love her. Right? Community and then you walked into prison because you love somebody that you did not know, and your mind was so in nonsense and chaos that you walked into your trap and your device. Mama, hey, we've been married for so many years and have kids, but I don't know why I like this lady. I don't know her. I just saw her at the store and I went to her house and she put something in. She gave me, wait, you put something in my food? How do I common sense? Oh no, she didn't put nothing in my food. I just love her because these men are looking and what is going on? Excuse me, love. Hey, why am I here? Love. I have to go to work today. Love. And there's chaos. And the comic is looking like this is a monstrosity. I'm gonna deal with this shit because you're in love and you got that dick stuck in you. Right. Hey, because he ran up in that like a crash dummy. Yep, ran up in that botanica like a crash dummy starting shit. Right. Right, this is Swords chaos. Okay. Cancer and Gemini, because you guys always start to that shit. And one comes, or their like birthdays are on the zodiac like that, starting chaos. And ooh, Somebody, I feel like somebody's doing something really stupid, like, oh, I was I saw him first, so I'm gonna start shit, or siblings. I was a day older than you, so I'm gonna start chaos, or like that, like I'm older than you, or whatever. Or I worked here longer, so I'm gonna start a bunch of bullshit. Or I'm older, so I'm about to start a bunch of bullshit. And this is somebody that has a clock binded to the top, to the middle of their head, but they're like very demonic, and their face is there, but they've changed form, and turned into the specific demon. This is deep. What somebody has done here. They've turned into the demon where the clock ticks and judgment comes, but they turn it back constantly, and they are constantly changing from one form to another. Because I feel like this person, because of what they've done, they've created like another form for themselves or mind. It's like somebody is like playing with judgment or playing with time or trying to ascertain something upon you because of whatnot, and now time is like their demon. If that makes some sense. Oh, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, or I'm gonna try to usurp you, like some type of shit like that. Like, oh, I'm first on the zodiac, so I'm gonna dominate everyone and start a bunch of bullshit, like things like that, where they like have initiated something to like dominate everyone else. But now they have a clock in the middle of their head where judgment spreads constantly, and they try to change it. And then there's like some type of like chemical like that is surrounding them. There's like some type of mutant here because somebody's like tampering with time or trying to usurp people or trying to play with some power dynamic. It's a power dynamic, period. Right? It's like they're on time for something. That's one demon that I'm seeing here. This yokai was something else when it has something to do with the one I just talked about too. That Miri Domeki. That time demon is also a part of that bullshit, and it's following both of them. Time is here constantly. Every time you think your time is up with this man, I'm gonna set my clock. She's coming too, because that's something to do with this bullshit here. Let's keep on going. I didn't even know what sign we're on. We're not on any sign. Thank you. Thank you, because that's what this war is about. Thank you. We're gonna dispatch it. What messages do you have, please? What sign are we on? I think we're going to Cat. What sign that we should go into is Gemini. Yeah, she's the one because they want something we're going to play with that. And now we're going to see what we've been doing all the time. Yeah, super definition channel on. We are on, guys. Give me 1 second. Of course, I am. Alrighty. Let's continue on. All right, let's see. Great way to bring in the new year. Tomorrow we'll be meditating. Phew, like I said, Ace of Cups. That's great. Right, like I said. All right. For your love, I go pay ya. For your love, I go pay ya. Call me every day. Hey, like on replay. For your love, I go pay ya. Hey, for your love, I go pay ya. Man, I know somebody's kind of like, after that reading with Taurus, how can you sing any love songs? Because I love God. Do you guys? You have to do the neck tilt too. Mm, 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 There you go. Let's get it started. All right. What messages do you have, please? For the next line. Oh, whoa, whoa. I love starting shit. Um, right. Hashtag Kamala here. It's right. Okay, let's get started. All right. I'm stabilizing. Yes, this is real. This is all real. There's way too much. Messages you have. Let's go ahead. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Let's go for Cancer. Messages for Cancer. Yokai messages for Cancer. What has the karmic transformed to? What's the demon term for the karmic? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What messages do you have for the karmic? Demon time messages for demon time messages. We gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Guacatai. Hey. Ooh, I'm telling you now, bitch. You want to play that game and it's going to be turbo mode. Because if you think that Charizard is not my higher self, you're really delusional. Thank you. And she's right here just watching this bullshit and this cry. Right. That was her. Thank you. I was like, damn, we were really whipping bitches. Yeah, I started that and it blew up planets in space. Ooh, oh, so you want to battle with me? Oh, okay. Who wants to go to war with me? You want to go to war with me? Who wants to go to war with me? Huh? Do you want to go to war with me? Huh? Who wants to go to war with me? Now, there's a yokai, and this one is a straight demon because this one tried to take on the false enforcer. And he is a not no, not a jackal. He is a ogre because this individual is their DNA has been destroyed because they are standing there in the pose in the stance. I like to create conflict. That's for somebody here, Cancer. This is the yokai of the karmic. They have transformed into an ogre. Well, as a woman, she is like her head is not shrunk, right? But she has a small ponytail, right? Meaning that I have chosen to go into realms to destroy my aka my ability to fathom the Most High, and the man as well. Meaning I've gone into meaning my ability to fathom the God in me. You see, hey, and they're both standing there ready to create chaos. But around them is like a blue and lavender type auric fields, and it's showing their DNA missing several strands because in going into warfare they destroy their enemy energy and DNA and turned into demons and reduced themselves and debilitated their intelligence by creating too much warfare. They debilitated themselves. So now they are standing there in the stance, but their DNA is exposing them. What warfare can you really wage? Thank you. Sanakarari. Sanakorari. Sinakorari. Sinakorari. That's that yokai. And it means the ones that will create warfare recklessly, but then cry when it's waged on them. And but behind them is fire because that fire is coming towards them and they are running from it because they never have rest and both of their feet are bloody and bruised. I cannot sleep, but I'm smiling. You can see through their stomachs when they pull up their ropes. They are actually bones, empty, but they are very bulky still, meaning that I was filled with the gluttony of war. So I will have forms that are very delusional. My form will expose my mind. Yes, I have more to bulk, but I am empty. I have not accumulated much, or ascertained much, or sustained much. Let's just you have for Cancer. This is someone's yokai that the karmic has transformed into that. Very delusional. On their back is spikes because it's storing all the poison that they try to put out in warfare. Right? They've changed into a mutant. Yeah. Messages you have for Cancer. Messages for Cancer about this warfare and their yokai. Yeah, look at you at the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Destiny and Karma. Seven of Cups. Yeah, Nine of Cups too. Five of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. And the Devil. Yeah. This is what your karmic has turned into. because some of these equations were all wrong, and that's what and their DNA and all their DNA is specific script saying that only you will only find warfare here, but you will also find that it's all continues to being waged upon me for starting it. And in his is saying, I will cause warfare, but you will also see that the warfare that I caused has already been waged upon me. Thank you. That is what is here. What is the medicine wheel on the Seven of Cups? Yeah. What is this medicine wheel? Yeah. Mutations. Thank you. And you at the pathway here. Thank you. Yeah. Look at, remember I said changing themselves into anything, waging too much warfare, going too much into confusion and illusion right here too. Now Five of Pentacles, they have nothing. And this is what I'm talking about. When you lift up their ground, there is bulk there, but they are empty. They can't consume, but they have all the ability to consume. I can swallow, no taste buds. I can digest my food. What's their pleasure? But I have bowels and stuff like that. So I meaning that I will constantly have to process my own shit. Thank you. Because what I eat don't make other people shit. But now guess what? I don't eat. So there's no opportunity for me to even bother with what you're doing. Right? What pleasure will last? Nine of Cups here in creating warfare, and I can't sustain anything. Yeah, somebody's really thinking about this too because there's something that has been debilitated here. Their ability to obtain work, get money, be normal, have peace, something like that for waging too much war. And that's why when you look up their gown, it's their skeleton there, but there's bulk. They can still their entrails are still there. They can still go to the bathroom, right? But they can't enjoy anything that they consume because they waste too much warfare. There's something done here, right? And then they debilitated their DNA. Five of Pentacles to reduce them from the 10 to the 5. Because you know the 10 of Pentacles is what? DNA. Five of Pentacles, half down, boom, shut down, split, right down the middle, zip, and you're done here. Yeah, official person. Yeah, chaos. And then they wage this warfare with somebody that was official. Yeah. And they're going to be removed. Like I said, something that was sustaining them was removed here. So whatever gluttony that they were waging war for, or whatever greed or ego that they were waging war for, which is manifested in the, of course, like the gluttonous size, is now done. They can't even enjoy it, and they're still waging war and suffering and stuff like that. All right, Gemini, you're last. All right, messages you have for Gemini, Sun, Rising, Mercury, and North Node. The karmic has changed form. Change clothes and go. Hey, girl, I promise you, no substitutes, just me. Sexy, sexy. You know what? And it's New Year's Eve. You guys go have fun. Because I feel people like stuck and froze. Like, I just heard that. That's okay. Go dance and have fun. You may be, okay, yeah, this is deep and heavy and like, what the fuck? But yeah, go have fun. And think about that later. That's why there's alcohol and other things that used to go into the garden. By the way, that's another yokai, the one that abuses the divination tool. And that's called the arakagwaki. Arakagwaki. Thank you. Full blown Japanese, baby. Show me what it is. Hey, now I'm feeling real hot, like a G6, like a G. Nah. Yeah, because I can see myself like in those drift cars racing, but like with my hair, and I'm dark skinned. I look real cute. Hey, what am I going to start now? Oh, say it with me. Oh, right. I'm just being ridiculous. Don't mind me. Huh? Ooh. Ooh wee. Oh boy. I see you in your kitchen laughing, Jessica. No. Yeah, my eyes can see that far. Yeah. Girl, please. Talking about Miss Fun Size. Sit your ass down. Hey. Oh. I started a lot of shit. Ooh, I got Kemet lit tonight. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. What messages do you have, please? For Gemini. Take my breath away. Mhm. Take my breath away. But Gemini, I feel like that's actually what's happening here in the situation to your karmic. Because the yoga that I just saw is one that has like the hand of God yoked around her throat, and her tongue is coming out of her mouth. And what is coming out of her mouth is the lies that she spoke, right? She's speaking it, but what is written on her tongue is everything that she spoke that was a lie. And she's like that Pokemon lick a tongue because she really transformed into that. Because whatever she did with her tongue ended up happening, like whatever she did with her mouth, then her tongue was probably involved in that in one end. So there's probably two tongues coming, one out of her mouth and one out of her apparatus. Yeah, meaning that I harbored a demon here because I using my mouth, right? Or I try to harbor a demon on someone else's womb with my mouth, and then here formed a demon too. It's now here coming here what I created, and written on that damn tongue that's coming out of her phallus or her apparatus is what she said and what she did, and it's being screeched out. But then there's the hand of God leading her towards like a portal where she has to walk into a room of people staring at her like, "What are you saying? You have to go public now with what you started." Some karmic is about to get exposed. He wanna dive in it. He wanna dive and expose. I like that beat though. She wanted to dive in it though with her mouth. Oh, I'm about to dive in because the two of swords is right there. Bling, bling, blah. Now she did dive in, but the water was shallow. Boom, death card. But the funny thing is, as she dived in to try to like find more drama or escape her fate, wow, because when she was really doing that, she was basically saying, "Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead." Right. So this karmic didn't know if they were wanting to stay alive or commit suicide with their mouth. So they were starting shit. So because when your mouth is that toxic, obviously there's something delusional in you and suicidal. You don't like life, so you're harboring earwhy, aka mental poison that you think I'm going to eat, but you're going to have to deal with it. Oh, baby, you're the finest, the finest. I see. Oh, baby, you're the finest one for me. Because somebody is hella fucking messy here and really is delusional and started some chaos and grab with her mouth. And now that hand of guy is like, oh, baby, you're the finest. Yeah, because you wanted to stunt and run your mouth and be public. So now you're the finest. Oh, you keep me in love. So now this karmic has to like come shred, come talk, and come move. Cause you had me hanging by a string now. Yeah, because this karmic had like shit going with her mouth, hanging people by a string, like emotionally, starting shit with her mouth. Now she's hanging by a string. Expectation, where are you taking me with this hand? I can't move nowhere. And at the same time that she's screaming and trying to fight, there's like an ether essence screaming out everything that she said, and people can read it. And then her tongue is there too, exposing her. And the hand of God is leading her into a portal where there's a group of people looking back, look back at you for what? Waiting for her to come in there and expose herself. Hey, some karmic has started it with the two swords. Something has been exposed, and her mouth started it, and her pussy did too, or both at the same time. And that's really delusional and disastrous. Now these two tongues have met, hey, and they talked. And she said, I have two of these. What can they do? And she went into Irgugwai, where she thought she can bring a sexual nature with what she had left of her womb, or some type of combustive force, because it's the same thing, to create some other Iroquois, aka nonsense. And something really went down with the karmic, with the death card. Because those two tongues tied together, and then there was silence. Something has ended. That is done. What's your city like? 801 is gonna move fast. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. All right, you guys. Bye.